left Ohio 3 hours ago. Now we're hitting the big city lines. Watch the smokestacks rise, boys. It's crunch time. Hit the limits of the Motor City town. Got a flatbed full of steel and the hammer is down. The traffic is heavy and the bridges are high, and the assembly line is waiting under this gray sky. No time for coasting, no time for a break. Gotta make this delivery for the company's sake. The dispatcher's sweating, checking his clock, while I'm aiming this Kenworth straight for the dock. Yeah, we're slamming gears in Detroit, cutting through the lane. This 18-wheeler is a heavy metal train. Hear the banjo flying, hear the harmonica scream. We're twisting through the asphalt like a factory dream. Double clutching, downshifting, making a roar. Slamming gears in Detroit with my foot to the floor. This old country boy is ready to fight. I bypassed the slow pokes, I cut through the grease, slamming from 9th into 10th with no peace. The city is loud with its sirens and steel, but nothing beats the power of my steering wheel. Got the radio buzzing, the PX is wild, with city slickers driving like a crazy child.
Get out of the way, little cars. This big rig has got a date with the assembly line.
Yeah, we're slamming gears in Detroit, cutting through the lane. This 18-wheeler is a heavy metal train. Hear the banjo flying, hear the harmonica scream. We're twisting through the asphalt like a factory dream. Double clutching, downshifting, making a roar. Slamming gears in Detroit with my foot to the floor. Factory precisely at 3. The foreman looked up and he smiled at me. He said, "You made it, old buddy, with no time to spare." I just wiped off my brow and I shook out my hair. I signed the big papers, threw the rig in reverse, and got out of the city before the traffic got worse. Yeah, we were slamming gears in Detroit, cutting through the lane. This 18-wheeler is a heavy metal train. Hear the banjo flying, hear the harmonica scream. We twisted through the asphalt like a factory dream. Double clutching, downshifting, making a roar. We conquered Detroit with our foot to the floor. I-20 East, just outside of Abilene. Nothing but heat waves on the horizon until a familiar rig catches my eye. The sun was baking the asphalt, 103 degrees. The wind blowing through the window didn't even stir the trees. I was hauling a heavy flatbed bound when the CB radio crackled, cutting my silence short. A voice came through the static, booming loud and clear. Is that the bourbon outlaw slamming his gears up here? I looked across the median through the dust and the glare, and saw a classic Peterbilt flying through the air. Yeah, it's a Texas flatbed rendezvous, rolling side by side. Two old highway cowboys on a long country ride. Hear the slide guitar crying, hear the big diesels roar, screaming through the desert with our boots on the floor. Just a flash of chrome and a wave of the hand, the brotherhood of truckers in a lonely, dusty land. It was my old buddy Jimmy, whom I haven't seen in years. We used to share the highway, the laughter and the tears. He was westbound for El Paso, hauling Texas oil, while I was heading east through the sun-baked soil. We didn't have the time to stop and grab a bite, but for 30 seconds on the radio, everything felt right. We talked about our families, the prices and the law, the finest damn conversation that the desert ever saw. Yeah, it's a Texas flatbed rendezvous, rolling side by side. Two old highway cowboys on a long country ride. Hear the slide guitar crying, hear the big diesels roar, screaming through the desert with our boots on the floor. Just a flash of chrome and a wave of the hand, the brotherhood of truckers in a lonely, dusty land. 10-4, Jimmy! Keep that shiny side up and the rubber side down, brother. Give 'em hell in El Paso! We blew our horns together, a beautiful roaring sound that shook the cacti roots right out of the ground. He faded in my mirror, a cloud of silver smoke, back to the lonesome highway, back to the driver's yoke. But the road didn't feel as lonely as it did an hour ago, with a true friend on the airwaves, helping the miles go. Yeah, we had a Texas flatbed rendezvous, rolling side by side. Two old highway cowboys on a long country ride. Hear the slide guitar crying, hear the big diesels roar, screaming through the desert with our boots on the floor. Just a flash of chrome and a wave of the hand, the brotherhood of truckers in a lonely, dusty land. Well, the law says a driver needs his proper rest, 8 hours of sleep to perform at his best. But the law don't pay for the diesel or the toll, and the law ain't the one with the deadline to roll. So I pulled out my turned to page 94. Looked at my watch, then I looked at the door. I grabbed my blue pen, gave my creative side a try, and started drawing up a beautiful little logbook lie. Oh, the wheels are spinning, but the book says I'm asleep. Got a date with a deadline that I'm bound to keep. According to the pages, I'm in a motel in Tennessee, resting my eyes and drinking chamomile tea. Yeah, it's a fiction masterpiece, a trucker's poetry, just a little logbook lie, keeping the highway free. According to the ink, I've been parked since noon, right under the shade of a romantic yellow moon. But the truth is, buddy, I was crossing Arkansas, blasting past the radar in the local county law. I got 3 different logbooks tucked under my seat, one for the company, one for the dot treat, and one for myself, just so I can remember the truth of where I actually lost my sweet country youth. Oh, the wheels are spinning, but the book says I'm asleep. Got a date with a deadline that I'm bound to keep. According to the pages, I'm in a motel in Tennessee, resting my eyes and drinking chamomile tea. Yeah, it's a fiction masterpiece, a trucker's poetry, just a little logbook lie, keeping the highway free. Yeah, write it down, driver, make that line look straight. The dot officer loves a neat artist. Well, I hit the inspection station just outside of town. The officer walked up, told me to shut her on down. He said, let me see your book, son, see where you've been. I handed it over with a wide, innocent grin. He flipped through the pages, looked me dead in the eye, and said, well, according to this, you're a real saintly guy. You've been resting so much, I'm surprised you can drive. I said, officer, I'm just trying to stay alive. Oh, the wheels are spinning, but the book says I'm asleep. Got a date with a deadline that I'm bound to keep. According to the pages, I'm in a motel in Tennessee, resting my eyes and drinking chamomile tea. Yeah, it's a fiction masterpiece, a trucker's poetry, just a little logbook lie, keeping the highway free. It was 4 in the morning on the edge of Illinois. The engine was shaking, making too much damn noise. My eyes were like gravel and my mind was a blur, chasing the shadow of the man that I were. Then I saw the neon sign cutting through the fog, open 24 hours, a savior in the bog. I stepped through the doorway out of the freezing rain, looking for a shelter from this long haul pain. She's a coffee stop angel in a faded blue dress, silver coffee pot and a smile so kind. She can cure the worries on a truck driver's mind. Yeah, she pours a cup of black gold, sweet as a dream. A midnight saint in a cloud of warm steam. She didn't ask my name, didn't ask where I'm bound. Just said, sit down, driver, put your boots on the ground. She brought me some eggs and a warm piece of pie, and I saw a little spark in her tired old eye. She's heard every story from California to Maine, from lonely old outlaws running from the pain. But she listens to them all with a heart made of gold, keeping us warm when the highway turns cold. She's a coffee stop angel in a faded blue dress, wiping down the counter, clearing up the mess, with a silver coffee pot and a smile so kind. She can cure the worries on a truck driver's mind. Yeah, she pours a cup of black gold, sweet as a dream. A midnight saint in a cloud of warm steam. Some folks pray to heaven when they're losing their way, but I find my peace before the break of the day, in a greasy spoon diner with a jukebox playing low, and a kind-hearted woman letting her light show. Now the coffee pot's empty, and it's time I must go back to the Kenworth and the white lines below. I left a $5 bill on the tabletop clean, and a nod of respect to my midnight queen. Thanks for the coffee, darling. You saved my life tonight. Yeah, she's a coffee stop angel in a faded blue dress, wiping down the counter, clearing up the mess, with a silver coffee pot and a smile so kind. She cured all the worries on this truck driver's mind. Lord bless that midnight saint in a cloud of warm steam, as I roll back to the highway, chasing my dream.
Breaker, breaker! This is the Midnight Rider. We got a situation here.
The hammer is down, but the flashing lights are up ahead. Well, I was rolling down the blacktop, making beautiful time, just 40 miles away from that sweet state line, when a voice on the airwaves gave a warning so clear. The dots open and they're waiting right here. My logbook was messy and my load was too high. I had to make a decision under that midnight sky. So I yanked the steering wheel through the rig in reverse and headed down a back road before it got any worse. Yes, the midnight scale escape, kicking up the red sheriff's chase. Let the radar guns flash. We're making our own way in a high-speed dash. Branches hitting on the mirrors, gravel flying like rain. This old 18-wheeler is a runaway train. No asphalt in sight, just the mud and the pine, and the ghost of Jerry Reed helping this rig of mine. I looked in my mirror, saw a cloud of gray smoke. Man, escaping this trap ain't no driver's joke. 10-4, old buddy, they ain't gonna catch me tonight. I shut down my headlights, running only on moonlight. Yeah, it's the midnight scale escape, kicking up the red dust. Gotta outrun the scales, it's a matter of trust. Hear the chicken picking guitar, feel the big engine roar. We're flying down a dirt road with the pedal to the floor. Let the county sheriff's chase, let the radar guns flash. We're making our own way in a high-speed dash. Well, the dirt road finally ended, split the darkness in two, and there was the highway shining bright, clean and blue. I rode right past the county line, safe and scot-free, with 30 tons of cargo and a wild victory. The scale house was left miles back in the dark, and the midnight rider just made his own mark. Yeah, we made the midnight scale escape, left them stuck in the dust. We outran the law because a trucker just must. Hear the diesel engine scream, see the state line clear. We shifted into overdrive and we got out of here. Let the county sheriffs talk, let the radar guns flash. We won the big race in a midnight dash. Ah! 3,000 miles of asphalt and rain, 3,000 miles of that long haul pain. I've seen the neon lights of every single town, and I've watched the desert sun go up and down. My hands are calloused and my back is sore, but I ain't thinking about the cargo anymore, because I just crossed the county line sign so neat, and I can feel the pavement changing under my feet. And it's the final mile home, the sweetest one of all. No more dispatcher, no more highway call. I can see the porch light shining through the trees, and my woman waiting in the evening breeze. Yeah, the tires are humming a beautiful song, bringing this tired old trucker back where he belongs. I passed the old church and the local town square. The smell of backyard barbecues filling the air. The CB radio is quiet at last. No more static from the lonesome past. I turn the corner, drop her down into second gear, and all the miles of loneliness just disappear. There's my little boy waving from the front yard gate. Man, this is the price that makes the driver wait, and it's the final mile home, the sweetest one of all. No more dispatchers, no more highway call. I can see the porch light shining through the trees, and my woman waiting in the evening breeze. Yeah, the tires are humming a beautiful song, bringing this tired old trucker back where he belongs. With a wheel in my hand, but the greatest journey that a man can never know is the one that leads him back to the people he loves so. I pulled into the driveway, shut the big engine down. The silence felt so good. I climbed down from the cab, and I was finally home. Yeah, we made the final mile home, the sweetest one of all. Goodbye to the highway, goodbye to the call. The porch light is shining, the journey is done. I'm back in the arms of the dearest one. The big wheels are resting, the engine is still. I'm home for the weekend, over the hill. It's 3 a.m. and the world is dead, except for the thoughts running through my head. The dashboard dials glow a soft shade of green, the prettiest sight that I've ever seen. My eyes are locked on the asphalt track, and there ain't no option of turning back. One after another, they come and they go, the regular rhythm of the midnight show. And it's that white line hypnosis taking its hold on a long haul driver in the freezing cold. They dance in the headlights, a blur and a flash, sucking me into this late night dash. Just a ribbon of silver, a highway song guiding this 18-wheeler along. past like old memories, whispering secrets through the desert trees. I don't need no coffee, don't need no pill to keep this big Cummins rolling over the hill. The hum of the diesel is a sweet lullaby under a blanket of the Nevada sky. I'm floating away in a widescreen dream, lost in the cabin and the headlights gleam. And it's that white line hypnosis taking its hold on a long haul driver in the freezing cold. They dance in the headlights, a blur and a flash, sucking me into this late night dash. Just a ribbon of silver, a highway song guiding this 18-wheeler along. Sometimes I forget where I'm coming from, or if I'll ever stop chasing the morning sun. My hands on the wheel, my boots on the floor, just a modern day cowboy at the midnight door. Now the sky is changing to a deep shade of gray. The phantom of the night is giving way. The lines are still rolling, they never stop. From the desert floor to the mountaintop. But I'm still awake, and I'm still in the zone, the king of the highway that I rule alone. Yeah, that white line hypnosis is letting me go as the morning light starts to softly show. They danced in the headlights, a blur and a flash, and they got me through this midnight dash. Now the ribbon of silver is turning to gold, and I've got another road story to be told.